that. And up until when he came home with mom, my dad punched me in my chest and he told me not to call my dad. And how do you tell a child, somebody that's been there for them, like he should have the freedom to choose who he wants to call dad. And when that father figure's been there, and that's all it's been. And I feel like my son is just being.
The state calls the mother. Ma'am, will you state your name?
Rosalind Martin.
And what's the name of the child on this case?
Jazavion Prince Ingram.
And how old is he?
He's 14.
Okay, and DNA testing was done in this case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And it shows that Mr. Ingram is the biological father, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you're in agreement today for the order to show that Mr. Ingram's the biological father and that the parent-child relationship is established?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you hear those other agreements I read into the record?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in agreement with all of those terms?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe they're in the best interest of your son?
No, ma'am, but they told me that he has no say-so in it. His concern is being around his father's family, his brothers, because my son has a stepdad that does for him that Jonathan's family feels as though he shouldn't call him dad. So there's been threats made that they're going to beat my son up, they're going to jump him until he recognizes who his real dad is. And I just don't think that's fair for him to be in another state. And
has Mr. Ingram made those threats himself?
Mr. Ingram has put him, not within the last 2 years, but he has punched my son in his chest based on him calling another man dad, yes. But he has not made those threats in the last 2 years.
That's not true.
We'll get
A 14-year-old says his dad hit him just for calling someone else dad. Right out the gate, the courtroom falls into tense silence.
to you in a minute, Ms. Ranger.
Okay, yes, sir.
And Miss Martin, so do you have safety concerns with your son going to Mr. Ingram's residence for visitation?
I would, if at all, and I'm not asking for special treatment, but if he can be with his dad, but if he could come here and they go off and do whatever, then that would be more. But I do have safety concerns in the past, and he has done over the last few years. I'm not sure because we haven't had contact, but there's been concerns with child endangerment in the past. When his other kids were younger, he was charged with child endangerment. So I want that to be noted. And I do have those concerns. My son has those concerns.
And how old is your son again?
He's 14.
Okay. So what kind of visitation are you wanting the court to enter then?
I would like for, I won't say that I don't want, I've always wanted them to have a relationship. I was the main person that pushed for them to have a relationship. I traveled back and forth over states. I want him and his dad to have a relationship. It's more so my son, he's afraid. I want them to give them, I want him to be able to have time to make it with his dad and build it with his dad without everyone else being around first. And that safety bond being built back. Because there was a point in time where, yes, I did drop my son off over there and he's taking him from when we were in Colorado to go to Houston. I've trusted that. And up until when he came home with mom, my dad punched me in my chest and he told me not to call my dad. And how do you tell a child, somebody that's been there for them, like he should have the freedom to choose who he wants to call dad. And when that father figure's been there, and that's all it's been. And I feel like my son is just being, I think he's
okay. And
looking dad.
Miss Martin, other than that visitation we just talked about, are you in agreement with all of the other terms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any safety concerns with your address or your phone number being printed in the court order?
No.
Okay, I'll pass the witness. The state calls the father. Sir, will you state your name?
Jonathan Eugene Ingram.
And Mr. Ingram, did you hear those terms I read out at the beginning of this hearing?
Yes.
And are you in agreement with those terms?
Yes.
She breaks down in fear, revealing threats from the father's family. She claims her son is terrified, and past violence wasn't a one-time thing.
And so you're okay with the standard possession schedule for a parent who lives over 100 miles away, which is 1 weekend per month?
No, I would like the summer if that was possible. I don't know if that equates to that.
Yes, it also gives you an extended time period with him in the summer.
Okay, yeah, that's I definitely yes for sure. And can I say something?
Have you ever made threats towards your son or towards Miss Martin regarding the stepfather?
Never. I
Has your
have
family made any threats?
No, I have not made any threats. My family has not made any threats. Now, kids will be kids. I don't know what my kids said, and I didn't check my kids about because she's previously told me about what they said because they play Fortnite together. So they were just on Fortnite last night together with Gisevion. So I don't know what the waterworks is about and everything like that. But then just to put on the record, when she said I got charged with child endangerment, I've never got charged with child endangerment. You can check my record right now. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
That seems a little excessive, like a lie. I don't want to call her a liar, but
okay, and so you don't think there's any safety concerns with your son coming to wherever you are for possession?
absolutely not. I'm a protector for sure.
Okay. Do you have any safety concerns with your address or phone number being printed in the court order?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything else you want the court to know about your case?
No.
The part y'all agreed to, those all sounded pretty reasonable. I don't know why we got off the rails there with everything else. So I think that's what's fair. I'm not asking for your comment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't live in the state, so that sole managing conservatorship makes sense since it's going to be pretty hard to make decisions if you're not nearby each other. Um, I mean, there's going to be limited visitation just because of distance. So the standard visits 1 week in a month and summer visitation and holidays it makes sense. There hasn't been any proof that you've given me, Miss Martin, that any of this has happened.
Now we see the emotional tug of war only a mother can feel. She wants her son to have a father, but not at the cost of his safety.
We're not talking about a 1-year-old child, we're talking about a teenager. There's no reason for me to do supervised visits or limit Mr. Ingram to only visiting in Dallas, Fort Worth area. That's kind of unreasonable. He doesn't live here. There's no way that that can happen. So, your child's gonna have to go do his visitation. Um, I mean, I can't dictate to him who he wants to call daddy. If he wants to call two people dad, that's up to him. But otherwise, I expected both of you would make sure that your child is safe. And if there are people that are unsafe around your child, that you would limit their access or make sure that you're supervising any time that they're around. But I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense there that we keep Mr. Ingram from visiting with his child. Um, so the terms of the support amounts, those are all fine. We do need to talk about summer visits if we're going to do that this summer or just wait until next summer because the time it was supposed to start had already passed. Supposed to regular summer visits starts June 15th and it's July 2nd. So um, I don't know. We were intending to do it this summer or maybe just wait until next summer. I don't know if we made any travel plans or things like that. So um, but yeah, I'm not going to do anything different. There's no reason for us to do supervised visits or anything else. If you're asking, trying to allege child endangerment of another child, that's not related to this child. So that's not going to really help anything related to this child. And you haven't presented any documents to show me that anything has actually happened either. So I'm not taking that into account. So, Mr.
Okay.
Ingram, are you able to do summer visitation this summer?
Okay, so boss man, I just moved to Denver. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I just moved to Denver about maybe 2, 3 months ago. So I'm really just getting on my feet right now. So I definitely would like to start it
Denies every threat, challenges her claims, and even drops receipts. He points to games, timing, and his clean record as his defense.
next summer for sure.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we're just doing this order now and it's trying to auto rush and then all that. So that's reasonable. It makes sense to me. It's not like you don't want to visit. It's just all of a sudden, all at one time. So just so we're clear, Miss Martin knows that, and the child knows that we're not doing the extended summer visits. The order will read when those start and how you can designate dates. You need to read that when you get a copy of the order so that you can maybe customize it if you want or know when it's supposed to start so you can make plans for next summer. And then the visitation, you need to notify Miss Martin by text or email or something like that, telling her when you intend to have your weekend visitation, when you're able to do that. Obviously, it'll be expensive. Uh, and so let her know so that way the child's not waiting on you every weekend, wait on you to come. We don't want the child to have um, false expectations when reasonably that's not something that we can just do very often because of the distance. So just let her know when you plan to do it. Please do it. It's very important for your child, especially as a teenager. They need male figures. It
Yes,
can't
sir.
hurt to have two of them or more.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so we need to make sure that we're doing it and not just forgetting to do that. All right, the Attorney General's office will draft an order based on what y'all have agreed to do today and what I've ruled today. They will email you a copy of that a few days after today, and y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Boss,
So
real quick question.
Yes, sir.
So
The judge steps in, and his tone changes everything. No supervised visits, no special terms, just straight facts.
so in total, how much is monthly? Because I know you said 120 for the back pay, and then it
You'll need to add
was
it up, sir. It's $288 for child support, $29 for medical, and $120 for back child support payments.
and
okay.
how
So,
will
bro,
those payments be made?
I'm sorry,
How will he be making those payments to me?
through the
They
child
told me
support
that
office.
a lot of this was like with
It's
the
all through the
proof.
child support office. It's going
I've
to be
been
in the
told that
court
I was
order.
supposed to give it to you during court. I've asked multiple times how I got the proof or text me everything, and they say the judge will give you an opportunity to give it to him in court, but it keeps getting continued. So how was I supposed to give you proof prior to today?
Well, you should have emailed the court. You could have had it saved on your computer. You could have presented it through your computer.
I,
There's a lot of ways you can. The AG's office does not represent you. I don't represent you, so we can't give you legal advice of what you're supposed to present or how you're supposed to present it. So
right, but I've asked multiple times how. Okay, so how do I show this? How do I show this? The judge is going to give you a chance in court, but not saying that you
I've
did
already addressed
anything
it, ma'am.
wrong.
I'm not here to argue with you. I've already told you I can't give you legal advice. You didn't present it. You told me it was about another child, not even this child. So that's really irrelevant. It's not
Yes, sir.
relevant to this child.
Okay, yes, sir.
You had if you had child endangerment with another child, if let's say it was true, then you chose Mr. Ingram to be a father of this child afterwards. So you kind of accepted it. So there's not much I can do now to change it. If you knew that before, then that's a red flag to say, hey, don't have a kid with this guy. I mean, that's, I don't know. I don't know what else to say on that. I mean, you didn't present me the information. I cannot give you legal advice if you
That's
didn't
fine.
do it right. So
Yes, sir.
this is what it's going to be. I mean, it's honestly going to be that Mr. Ingram probably won't visit very often because of the distance. But he's still going to visit some of the time as much as he can. And
The final ruling drops, and both parents get a wake-up call. No more blaming, just a clear path forward for the child's future.